last final time. Alright, so these last two games have been pretty violent and action-packed, right? So you guys ready for a little cute and friendly, cuddly little game? Well, this game's also violent and gory. So without further ado, I forgot you guys' name for a minute. Here's Mustachios.
Thank you, Jesse. Hello, everyone. Welcome. We're last but not least, and yes, we're wearing pink, like our main character. Well, once we get this PowerPoint loaded up here, we'll get started. How's the volume? Is it good? Yeah? All right. Cool. So, for those who don't know, we're the Mustachios, and our game is UnNatural Selection. So with me here, I have Patrick Abiney, Zac Stiers, Kamin Johnson, and Damian Burdzy. I'm Ari Bodaghee. So, nice to meet you. So, I need to get the little clicker here because I may have forgotten it, but UnNatural Selection is a fast-paced, action-packed game where you're tasked with defeating as many woodland creatures as you can as possible while trying to get the highest score. So, our initial vision for the game was pretty much natural selection, but by approaching it using the most unnatural methods. So, with that said, our main character is Foxy, and she's going to basically tear up the forest, and the reason for this is because she was kicked out of the forest for being, you guessed it, too foxy. So Foxy has 4 main attacks that she can use to dispatch her foes and create as much chaos as she can in the forest. So the first ability she has is her Battle Axe Swing, and this is an attack that she can use to pretty much dispatch her opponents as quickly as possible. It's a very important mechanic in our game. The next ability we have is our Pushback. The Pushback is pretty much just get rid of everyone out of the way, stun them for a few seconds, just in case you're swarmed by a bunch of enemies coming after you, you can have time to regain your composure. It's a very useful mechanic. The third ability we have is our Dodge. Now, unlike that Panic, which is more like crowd control, this one is purely evasive, so you can actually avoid getting hit by enemies by using this Dodge. The fourth and final one, that's a lot of blood. So the fourth and final one is actually the most powerful one. It's a special attack. As you're slicing and dicing all these opponents, you're basically going to fill up the meter. And once this reaches full capacity, you can release it, and a huge explosion will just explode and kill everybody around you. So that wasn't as loud as I thought it would be. I was trying to make you guys just like reams here, like earring, but okay. So the special attack is something you want to definitely use as much as possible because of how brutal and powerful it is. Real quickly, I'm going to go over some of the HUD elements of the game, some just key elements that you see here. From the moment you turn on our game, you'll be able to see the health bar, which is that green bar there. Below that is your stamina bar, which is blue, and that empty one there is the special bar. That's actually, like I said, something you build up to and you'll receive that. The 2 little lives that you see there, those little character heads, that's, you guessed it, your lives. On the right-hand side is your total current score. Underneath that is your kill streak. That's pretty much how many enemies you can kill without being hit yourself. You'll have 3 major enemies to attack in our game, and the first one are these cute little guys here, the dogs, everyone's favorite, right? Any dog lovers? Yes? Okay. So these guys have a pack-like mentality, and they're going to go after you mercilessly and try to attack you. The next characters we have, they're the bunnies, and they look like they've had, a lot to do in their life. They've seen a lot of war, and unlike the dogs, they won't just go head in and attack you. They'll wait a while, check out the scene a little bit, and when the opportune moment arrives, they'll strike the player when they least suspect it. So you want to be careful with the bunnies, as you should in real life too. Finally, we have our pandas. Now, these are the most brutish enemies we have, and there's not much to say about them other than if you come across a panda, be very careful. So there's a lot of enemies to kill, and everything is very brutal and crazy in our game. And as you're slicing and dicing enemies, you're going to have this adrenaline go up, right? And you're going to be even more enraged. And we have a name for this. It's called Frenzy. It's a main mechanic of our game. So a player with high frenzy is actually going to be very, very powerful, very strong. They're going to move around the map really quickly. But the enemies can also do that too. So you're going to want to be on your toes when you fight enemies with high frenzy. Now, a lot goes into making a game, and especially with our development time, how rapid it is. There's a lot of stuff to deal with as far as technology. And of course, I'm going to have Pat here explain to you some of the processes in technology and design. So here you go, Pat.
Alright, so Unnatural Selection has a lot of effects in the game, and we needed a piece of technology to create and edit these effects. So what's cool about our editor is that it actually runs a version of our game in the tool, so we're able to see what the effects are going to look like in-game. And this allows us to not have any problems when we actually have to integrate them into our game. So as you can see here, here's a list of some of the effects that we have in our game. The effects range from grass effects all the way to the blood effects that you saw earlier. We actually use the particle effects also to display your frenzy, so that's a little bit of player feedback. So over the course of development, there are bound to be some things that went wrong and some things that were right. For us, what went wrong primarily was that everybody's laptop broke. This meant that we basically had to carry around several backpacks with multiple laptops in them, just in case one of them decided to die that day. And carrying around a 30-pound backpack is just not fun. On top of that, we'd have to wait for HP support to get to us, and that would take time out of our day that we could be using coding. Another thing that went wrong for us were mega classes. And a mega class is a file of code that's just way too big to try to find a bug in. So trying to find a problem in this code is essentially like trying to find a needle in a haystack, and it just takes way too long to do. But there are some things that went right. And for us, the best thing that went right was our team. We have some amazing bug fixers and some awesome problem solvers, and that was by most the thing that allowed us to keep making gains in our game progress. Another thing that went right was that we had some amazing feedback from the GP staff. And because of this feedback, we were able to keep our original vision of our game, which, as you can see here, this is our game from month 2, and what you're about to see is pretty much our vision. So, enough of that. Are you guys ready to see the game? Yeah! Alright, here's Damon, and Damian will be driving the game.
Alright. Everybody, you ready to get started?
Hey,
Alright, so... Alright, so while we get set up, I'm going to have Damian over here playing the game. He's really good at it, as he said he is. Okay, so we are mustachios. There's one representing each of us. I'm the one with the afro and the sexy mustache. So we're going to go through all of these things, just letting you know what's going on, and I'm going to be doing it. Alright, here's our main screen. So we have the first set of the main menu. Right now you can see Fox, our main character, but we decided we wanted to be able to select any number of variations, including the enemies. So Damian can go through and select his character, but just for this demonstration, we're just going to show as Foxy because Foxy's the best and Foxy's Foxy. Alright, so Damian's pretty good at this game, but we don't want him to get his butt handed to him. Go ahead and put it on normal, and he'll go ahead and get started. Alright, here is Foxy wielding her trusty battle axe. It's a bat tied to a stick. Alright, so moving on. We have our first enemies coming out, the dogs, and wait a minute. This isn't blood. This is our kid-friendly version. This is confetti and cotton balls. Damian, go ahead and pause it. These people came to see blood, right? Alright, let's go ahead and put the blood in. Damian's going to go into the settings. Put child-friendly. No, we're not child-friendly. This is adults. We're big boys. Alright, going into the game. Alright, we're not going to see any more of this confetti garbage. Let's get some blood. Alright, there we go. Damian's swinging around that battle axe. We're going to start seeing more carnage. And I'm just going to start going around. Yes. Okay. Satisfying that bloodlust right now. Damian's going in there, knocking out the enemies. They're flying into the screen. We see our dogs right here. We also have our bunnies, and there's a panda. Now, Damian's going to have to be really careful with that panda because the pandas are tough. They have the most health, and they have a charge attack Damian's going to have to avoid. The charge attack does a lot of damage, and Damian's not going to have as much fun knocking enemies into the screen. So here we go. Damian's getting his frenzy up. You can start to see. Oh, wow, cool. He's getting his kill streak up to 6, 7 kills right there in a row. 3,000 points. Now, I'm offering Damian a challenge right now. My
highest score is 100,000. I'm pretty good at this game. So it's Damian's task to try and get to over 100,000. And right now, he's only at 7,000. He's not close. So we're going to give him a little bit of faith. Hope he does just as well. So as you saw, Damian's doing pretty good. He's at a little under half health, but he does have 3 lives, 2 extra lives after this. Just barely avoiding those panda dodges right now. And what he just used there is his panic attack, and Damian wants to show it off again. Panic attack, knocking them back, stuns them a little bit if they get hit by it. And it helps them give them some breathing room and gets those pesky bunnies. The bunnies, you see them flipping around, you see them doing all these crazy tricks, and they just go in and just stab them real quick. And, that can be deadly. So Damian's doing pretty good. He has a full special. Go ahead and show it off. I know you saw it before. Let's see it again. Pulling them all in. They're all stuck. And then he lets it go, and boom, blood everywhere. Insane. All right, and if I can avoid copyright, fatality. All right, now we have a lot of blood on the floor right now. There's enemies everywhere, body parts. Damian's doing a really good job. 16,000 points right now, not 100,000. I think my high score is pretty safe. Damian still hasn't lost a life yet, though, and he's getting pretty cocky, I can tell. He's going around. He can even do a taunt if he wants to. He can just kind of show off. He got hit. He was vulnerable, and you can hear the crowd going, aw. Now, one thing in our game, we did have an in-game crowd, and if you can hear when Damian does good, they cheer, and when he dies like that, my high score is totally safe. But when he gets hit like that, the in-game crowd goes, aw, boo. But when he does good, they'll cheer. Back into the action, Damian's doing a lot of damage. You think you're good, huh? All right. So he's going to use a lot of his skills. One thing that you've seen, he has this dodge, and the dodge leaves this after image. And when he dodges, he's invulnerable to damage, and it also helps him get out of the way of the enemies. So when the pandas do their charge attack, when the bunnies start rolling in towards him, he can use that to close the distance or get away. And you see he's up to 25,000 points right now. All those blood and guts. That's helped me sleep at night. All right, so Damian's getting a lot of kills, and you can start to see even the blood's going on the rocks right now. Blood just really getting everywhere, and we're so proud of all the blood in our game. Yes. So Damian's still going, knocking out the dogs right now, up to close to 30,000 points, kill streak of 17. It's going to have to keep doing really good. All right, Damian, if you want to see the waterfall in the background, we also have the tree houses. If Damian wants to get some blood on that tree house, just get the blood everywhere, man. All right, he's going to pull all the enemies in there, going to use a special attack, blood everywhere, satisfying. Oh, man. Oh, if he gets hit by that panda, he's going to have to be really careful. Pandas are worth a lot of points, but sometimes it's a little dangerous to risk. Oh, just barely dodges that charge attack right there. That placement. All right. He's going to keep going up to 35,000 points right now. Still not 100,000, but he is in a little bit of luck because his score will... it is right there. Almost about to die. My high score. So, but his score will get multiplied at the end of the game because he didn't choose easy. So, because of the difficulty, it'll scale up a little. We'll see how he's doing. Up to 40,000, almost halfway to my score, but not quite. All right, Damian doing pretty good right now, using his special attack sparingly. But he dies right there. Damian's in a little room right now. He's going to have to go through his pandas. Do you think Damian can do it? I'm glad you're rooting for him because I like my high score and I don't want to lose it. So Damian's doing pretty good. Oh, that panda right there. Damian, you're going to have to pick it up. You might even have to start going after the pandas. If you're feeling it, I think you can do it, man. All right, using his special attack, he's going to have to try and get his frenzy up. Frenzy is the key here. If he can get his frenzy up, there's nothing he can't do. Once you're that fast, that powerful, the more your frenzy builds up, he'll just be unstoppable. But he does have to be careful. I'm seeing a couple of those two bunnies right there. They have the blue frenzy effect. That means they're tougher, stronger than the average enemy. They're also a little bigger, and they can do more damage. We'll have to be careful, especially if you see a buff panda. If you see a buff panda, there's going to be some trouble. Damian's going to have to watch out, take him out fast. And Damian's doing good. 53,000. He's not quite there yet. We're going to see how he continues to do using a special attack monster. I didn't even notice he has a kill streak of 57 right now. He hasn't been hit since 57 kills ago. A 58 right there. 60,000. His score is going up right now. Using his panic attack. There's blood everywhere. Oh man, this violence is just so warm on the inside. Alright. Damian's doing really good. 65,000 points, kill streak of 91. This is incredible right now. And if you haven't noticed, other than them hitting the screen, which is awesome, you can kick around the body parts. It's at one point during the development cycle, we just started playing soccer. There it is. It's gruesome, but it's fun, and you know you enjoy it. Alright, Damian, kill streak of 103, right? 117, 18, 19. He's doing really good, 71,000 points. He's getting really close to my score. He's knocking enemies into the screen. I'm starting to get a little worried right now. Damian, you... two enemies in the screen at once using his panic attack. The enemies are getting wiped out faster than they can even come out. Right now, they come out of those tree houses and the caves, and Damian's just mopping the floor with them right now. 160. Oh, wow. Destroyer. Oh, but he gets hit right there. Oh, yes. 81,000 points. He's doing very well. Kill streak of 11, almost to 84,000. My high score is at risk right now. I'm getting really scared. He's even getting his kill streak and his frenzy back up. Look how fast he's moving. He's a blur. Just moving around. He can't even see the attack, really. It's just kind of, you just trust that they're hit. It's just a common thing during our thing. 93,000. He's almost there. He might be doing it. 97,000. He's getting there. All right. Might as well just start chanting Damian. 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 Wait. He has the multiplier. He might beat us. All right. He's killed. Oh wow. 232 dogs. 185. 30 pandas. All right, go ahead and just click through this. All right, 100,000. 101. He's done it. He killed me. Congratulations, I need to go home and practice. Go ahead and, you're going to put my... Yeah. All right. Well, good job, Damian. Be my score. That other score is from when I was playing on easy. I don't know if that counts. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to go through the credits and see our pictures and we'll see how good we look. And then pass it off to Zac for questions.
Hey, obviously my first question is going to be that blood. Like, how did you get it to splatter? I got to know.
A lot of collision checks and just placing blood exactly where it landed.
So, like, the blood landing on, like, the enemies and stuff, that was actually, like, based on the direction it comes from and everything?
The blood on the enemies was just dependent on their health. So once you hit them enough times, it was assumed they'd be that bloody.
Okay, what about the rocks and, like, the grass and such, though?
If you killed things close enough to them, it would assume that you would knock blood on them.
Okay.
So,
just wanted to know, thank you.
Great job so far on the game, guys. It's great. My first question is, I noticed you guys use OpenGL for your rendering system. I know you were introduced to two different. What were the pros and cons to using OpenGL versus DualText?
The fact that OpenGL does not have a built-in map library or texture loading or any of that was a huge drawback, and we had to implement all of those ourselves. But the fact that changing resolutions and turning on vertical sync and all of that was much simpler in OpenGL because it automatically gave you direct access to it, where in DirectX you have to go through a bunch of hoops to make it happen.
Very well, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, it's looking awesome. I was wondering how much real talk went into the game.
Pretty much whatever Kamin gave to it.
All right, sounds good.
guys. Awesome game. I was really impressed by the blood effect that you guys had when you hit them. It looked really fluid and dynamic. Did you guys accomplish that with an animated effect, or was it actually like particles? Because if it was particles, that's freaking awesome.
The blood was a combination of animated effects and particles. The blood coming directly off the enemies was just an animated effect, whereas like the blood coming off body parts and whatnot was particles.
Oh, cool, thank you.
That came in sweet. I was just wondering because that effect where the enemies like they fly towards the camera. I was wondering how you guys accomplished that because like even when the camera's rotating, they still like fly towards the camera.
It was a scripted event where the enemies would actually be pulled directly towards the camera and smashed directly into the screen. So no matter how it was facing, it would not break the effect, even if you were turning the camera.
That was like the coolest effect on it.
Yeah, it was scripted intentionally that way to avoid being broken.
I had a quick question about how you guys, I mean, you have a ton of things going on the stream in terms of particles and effects as well as enemies. How are you breaking that down so you're not bogging down your system?
Do you mean like collision checks or rendering? Or?
Yeah, any kind of collision checks and rendering as well.
For a collision, everything's in a quad tree, which essentially just means that the world's broken down into 4 quadrants. Then each of those quadrants is broken down into another 4 quadrants, and it just keeps going down. And so that reduces the number of collision checks required on a particular object because you know where it is in the world. And then for rendering, we just check whether or not it was in front of the camera.
Sorry to add another one. So since you're doing quad trees, did you guys do 2D collision or full 3D collision between your objects?
Most of the objects just use 2D collision. Body parts have 3D collision so that they don't collide with short objects, so they don't collide with a short rock up way up in the air.
Yeah. Great. Looks good, guys.
Thank you.
On top of having so many different levels of difficulty, you also have the possibility of children playing it and it being less graphic and horrific. So did that add a lot of more time to your work?
That did add a pretty significant layer of complexity. A lot of the changes were pretty simple, like changing out blood for the child mode was changing a blood image to a confetti image. But in order to do the difficulties, all kinds of new behaviors had to be written, and the enemies actually act a little bit differently in the more difficult modes.
Well, kudos to all of you. I thought it was a wonderful touch that you made it accessible to every age group, every level of player.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I was wondering how you guys came up with the idea for the game and how you came up with the characters.
The idea from the game came mostly from one of our concept artists in month 1. She wanted to do a very violent version of Animal Crossing, and that's what this game derived from. That's where the characters came from. The characters actually came before the gameplay because she wanted Animal Crossing-like characters. And then from there we made it violent and turned it into a hack and slash. She had drawn up, I believe, 9 different characters, and that was just the one that was selected to end up being the main character. Thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay, well, if that's it, remember that the game is free on gameproject.fullsail.com, and stay pink.
In your futures. So these up here, fantastic stuff. I know everyone's blown away today. So Real quick, again, my name is Liam, and last thing, so I want to thank Dave and the crew here for putting all this together. So the guys in the back there, they work their butts off to make sure all this looks awesome, and everything is here every single time, and they do a great job. Thank you. We appreciate it. I want to thank all the family and friends for coming out here today. I know it's kind of, the weather is not stellar, but you still came out here and grinned and bear it, and you were the beneficiaries of seeing something awesome today. So, thank you, and kudos to you on behalf of myself and the rest of the GP Game staff. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day and stay as dry as possible. So, thank you.